Welcome into Talk or Go Home, Season 6.
Or 12.
Or whatever we're on, man. It doesn't feel like this is Season 6.
David turning his phone on silent is like the most inconspicuous, conspicuous thing ever.
But it's a bit, right?
It is.
Because, so the one thing that everybody says about Will Ferrell is everything's a bit.
Sure.
And I feel like that's where Murphree comes in, because the same thing. Everything's a bit.
I can see that.
I'm not going to say everything. 90% of what you do is a bit.
I watched Ferrell accept that award y'all talking about, the Tiger Woods at the ESPYs.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's great.
I watched that
It is
today.
great.
It's phenomenal. You watched it today?
Yeah, I think I was supposed to be teaching D-Day, but I watched that instead.
So welcome in, guys. Talk or Go Home. If you've never listened to us before, we
God
just wanna,
help you.
We just want to say absolutely that, but we also want to say thank you to some loyal listeners of ours: Greg Simpson, Tina Hopper, Alex Hollingsworth. Do y'all have anybody y'all want to shout out real quick?
No, I do want to say I did saw Tina a couple of weeks ago. I was swinging in to pick up Mace for a golf match, and she was in the UPS van, and she's just waving,
just a waving.
So,
The big white woman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already shouted out everybody I know.
Your aunt. I met your aunt the other day at the library.
Yeah,
She came up to me, and I was like the only young person in a mile, and she came up to me. I just want to say, I love Talk or Go Home. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, my nephew's on there. Do you know him? I'm like, who's your nephew, Clint or David? David. Yeah, I know him. She didn't say that, but Yeah. But she was awesome. She talked about her favorite episodes, and you could tell she was an avid listener.
So you told me that somebody had came up to you kind of randomly and said that we just love the podcast.
Yes.
And was this her, or was that somebody else?
That was somebody else.
Oh, okay.
That was somebody else. So
we're big in Asheville, guys.
I walk into the bank the other
big
day,
in Asheville.
And I'm getting ready to get some money out of at the bank. I'm not going to be specific about which bank or
really.
Yeah,
you went to the bank to get money out of
the bank. The bank.
Prepositional phrases matter on this podcast.
Absolutely, they do. And so I go to get out my wallet to get my ID out so that the teller will know, so that they can identify who I am. Blah blah blah.
What else would you do with an ID, Nick?
Well, she said, this is what she said. She said, "Oh no, I know who you are." I had no idea who this teller was. But she said, "I know who you are." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I tried to act like I knew who she was, because in a small town, when somebody says that, then you automatically assume, okay, well then that means I should know you, right? And then she just goes,
"Hey, pal."
Then she just goes,
"Buddy."
She said, "I love the hot sauce taste test." And I'm like, "Oh,
you know us from that."
Okay. I said, "Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, we have a good time." Da 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 da. And yeah, but anyway. So, shout out to you. I still don't know your name, teller, lady, if you're listening. And then I had to go back to the bank the next day, and that teller that I also didn't know knew me, but it was from something else. So, real quick, listen to us, follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Our TikTok's been blowing up. Shout out to Aaron Garvich, our associate producer and intern, who's over
thumbs down
behind the camera.
You did nothing.
He's been key in our social media strategy lately.
Yeah, but nobody knows who he is. I mean, he recommended a Batman drawing something that one time.
An artist.
Nah, stop. You're talking and nobody's listening.
He turned around. It was an artist.
Sketch artist for you.
Oh no, they're giving each other dirty looks. It's about to go down. Aaron, you just actually might have made Aaron a little frustrated there. Look at that look that he's giving you, that side eye.
It's
oh, then Aaron, you will be fired. Aaron, we love you.
Technical put down, Aaron. Good job.
Don't forget, also, we're on Spotify and, of course, Apple Podcasts. Most of you guys out there are listening to us on Apple Podcast according to the insights and analytics that we've got. But if you want to check us out, if you want to see what we just started laughing about, then go to Spotify and watch us on Spotify. The great thing about this podcast is, yes, you can watch this podcast. Go to YouTube or Spotify to watch the podcast. Go ahead.
When it hits, he's got to write it down. When it hits.
And what is he writing down? He's
no, we're not there. We're not there.
Hieroglyphs. Space shuttle. Something about you just wrote down space shuttle.
And he turned it over so you couldn't cheat off his
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, so just hold on. Just stay with us.
My gosh, how long is this intro?
We've got a special announcement, Clint, that you don't even know about, that David doesn't even know about. So when I say we, that means I.
I don't like that. I don't like it when you have all the information.
We are starting a new, because if I say it, then we've got to do it. We're starting a new series of exclusive subscription-only episodes called David's Deep Dives, where David and one of us sit down and we go on a deep dive on a certain subject, and then we basically are picking his brain on this subject. And it's a subject that he's probably not going to be familiar with, might be familiar with, but it's going to be subscription only. So if you want to
I didn't know nothing
subscribe
about that.
on
I
Apple
was going to say,
Podcasts,
he put your name on the whole segment, and you didn't even know about it.
Yeah, your name's on the show. Now that we've said it, we got to do it. So we got to do it.
David's Deep Dives.
David's Deep Dives, and it's a subscription only.
Why couldn't it be like Murphree Spelunking or something?
Because that doesn't alliterate. David's Deep Dives, it all starts with a D.
Okay.
Right? Are you good with that?
Murphrey's Mining
I don't know.
Miscellaneous
I'll talk to you about it
Adventures.
later.
Murphrey's Miscellaneous Mining.
Yeah.
Of Mordor. Are you good with that?
I don't know. I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay. Well,
No.
the good news is you'll get 100% of the money made off of it, minus 80%. So, seriously, guys, go on to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can subscribe to us there and get exclusive content first and foremost there if you subscribe. It's going to be a short fee every month, all right? So go on there and support us that way. I think that's all I've got in terms
Is
of how we
every
start.
intro for this season going to be that long?
I hope not.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, it's been interrupted.
I'm pretty sure people have already, tuned out.
tuned
already.
out probably when they realized that that's the best part of the show was that announcement about David's Deep Dives.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The TikToks that have come from this show
Have been great.
I'm not on TikTok, and I'm going to have to get on TikTok because of it, but you share them on social media, and you
Yeah,
share
we
it
put them
within
on
the
Facebook
group
and Twitter, yeah.
as well, and they own me. I knew that we had recorded the StickyFingersRestaurant.com segment. I knew that we had recorded it, but I didn't know you were going to put it out, and it was on TikTok. My goodness, that was good.
Do you know that the most viewed TikTok that we've got isn't even of an episode?
It's where he's pushing the desk through the trying.
It's a
trying.
him, yeah. Oh god,
to
it's
push
just
the
of
desk.
him.
Yeah.
If it weren't for him, our TikTok would be
Much
less
At one point, you
engaged.
said that had 25,000 views.
20,000.
20,000 views.
It has 20,400, right, Aaron? Yeah. You checked it right before the episode. 20,400
Okay.
views on that one video and 300 and something likes. And a lot of comments. I think Joel Cash commented on it as well. And he asked about you remember Joel?
Mm-hmm.
Does Joel listen to this?
He was in the band.
I think
He was
so,
in the Steve
yeah.
Gerson band, too.
Was he really?
Yeah, he's a drummer.
one.
Man, why didn't he get one of those shirts?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't. I've
You
only
don't
met-
tell me
I've
anything.
only
You don't
met-
tell him anything. So
I've
you
only
got to
met
figure
Joel
this out.
once.
Yeah, you have.
I've only met him once. You've met him many times.
Yeah.
So the most
Wait.
comment the comment that was repeated to me most about that particular TikTok was,
Yeah.
"Wow, Murphree hasn't changed," and then the second one was, "Wow, Murphy's still in the exact same room as where I was in high school."
It's pretty sad.
Is that room an extension of you
Yeah,
as a person
it
now?
is now. Yeah.
How many years have you been in that room?
At least 20 now.
28, I guess.
28 years?
I guess, yeah. 28.
You've been in that room
Yeah.
2 years longer than I've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Well, it's like living in the same house the whole entire life.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I mean he's been working in the same room. You spend 8 hours a day in that room for 28 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we average 180 school days. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So people out there, y'all do the math.
4.
I think somebody was wanting to move me out of there one time, but I wouldn't go because I got so much stuff in there.
Yeah.
It just,
David was a squatter. He's a squatted, so I ain't moving. You gonna have to move me. I ain't moving.
What's the best part of that room?
I don't know.
It's his.
That guy.
Well, there is things in there about the old school that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
I don't even know if y'all know.
Probably.
Well, my
about
classroom's in the old part of the school.
You know,
too.
when they put the drop ceiling
Yeah.
in, that there's stuff up above there that
It covered up the asbestos tile that's exposed in here, actually.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're not in the school. We're in Murphy's house. This is Murphy's house. Yeah. Yeah, cover your mouth. Cover your mouth. We're not in the school, are we?
Are you asking or telling?
Both.
Yes and no. There.
Yeah,
I
there
answered
we
both
go.
questions.
There we go.
So Murphree sent out a text message because this is
Yeah.
the first episode.
Yeah.
He told us to not yawn. So apparently we yawned a lot on the last
Did we?
episode.
I don't remember.
I didn't send out a message.
He said be ready. What?
Yeah, you
Yeah, you did.
I didn't respond to it, but I
You
saw
said
it.
you asked if you should bring it, and I said yes, bring it, and you said no yawning.
What? Let's see the. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say that one. You sent. Yeah, he said, "Great episode. I'm listening to it right now. You two better be well rested. No yawning. I'm bringing it this evening?" ? So he said, "I'm bringing it this evening,"
Yeah, full on Ron Burgundy.
and then Clint Thompson in all caps, "Bring it." I didn't respond.
Of course.
Exactly 2 hours later, you sent a text message of a screen cap.
Of the most common subject we talk about on this podcast,
There-
not involving country music.
There is a cow out on 411 past, and they spelled past wrong.
Yeah, they did.
Past the roundabout.
Okay, I got a question. So that happened today?
Yeah,
Again?
apparently.
Okay.
That was 55 minutes from 116 today.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
So-
there was a cow out at the roundabout today.
12:21 was when
All
that was sent out. 12:21. That was a cow out on 411 at the roundabout. So how do we feel about that?
Again.
And also a truck, hit the downtown. A truck hit the power pole. and snapped
Yeah.
it the other day.
Yeah.
And they caught up with him at the roundabout. And the Goodyear blimp flew right over it the other day.
Yeah, it's
Monday
been an
evening
adventurous week.
At the roundabout. It flew right over the roundabout.
Well, real quick, you are wearing a Birmingham Americans throwback retro T-shirt, which is kind of
Yeah. Sorry, I gotta get where the camera can see.
Yeah. I'd segue that to the USFL. We're in the USFL season right now. Go Birmingham. They've done well so far. And then, David, you are in a Davey Allison number 28 NASCAR T-shirt.
Hueytown, Alabama. Show it off to the camera.
Well, I went to the race. I'm just still a little fired up about the race. Because they had Davey Allison's car
Right
there
there.
at the
At the
I think it
entrance.
was the 35th anniversary of when he won at Talladega.
Oh, really?
So they had his car out there that they
That
that
one
car
from it?
that he
28,
won. Well,
right?
the 28 car. I guess he won a race there in it, but it was they had it there and they drove it around the track before the race started.
Okay.
And I took a picture of it right at the start finish line, and I was showing you the other day. I got that picture in my room that I took in 1992, the exact same car in the exact same spot. And I took another picture the other day, the exact same car in the same spot from the same seat.
Well, you should send that out to the Allison family. That's pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, it is really cool.
So when you go, do you always get the same seats
Yeah,
or get
same
the
place,
same general location anyway?
Now, where we sat that time,
No,
that wasn't the normal place.
no,
where
I've
we
sat in the
sat.
same place for about 30 years.
For Sunday's race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because we went and watched an ARCA race, right?
Yeah, no, that wasn't it.
We got to go. Like us, we've got to go with him to a
Yeah.
Sunday race.
Yeah.
At some point.
Probably let's do playoffs this year. Well, if we're not in the playoffs, let's do playoffs. It's Sunday, so I don't know. We probably can't go.
We'll
with
be working Sunday.
Yeah, we can't. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah. We should have gone. We should have gone.
we should have gone this one.
Yeah. This would have been the
I
perfect
can't remember
time to
why
go.
we didn't go. I had something
We
going
had.
on.
We had.
Oh yeah,
to be in here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because it was the season finale.
So you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, good day.
I
Beautiful.
thought
Perfect.
the ending was good, but I didn't know exactly the guy that won.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't either.
because they had one cat that was in front, and then like at the very end, he decided to verge off to try to block. And when he verged off to block, the guy that was in third just ran the line and ended up winning. So
Well, I saw him come across the line, but I was watching the car spinning, going backwards too. And I didn't really know who won it till
What do you think
after
of
they
the?
come by.
What do you? I actually watched something yesterday on the seventh generation car. What do you
I
think
like
about it?
I like
Do
the
you
car.
really?
Yeah, I like it.
Interesting. I've heard mixed
I've got mixed
feelings
details,
about
but
it.
I did learn something that I didn't know. The 6th generation car, even though it was the most advanced aerodynamically of the time, the way the wind would come off in the back prevented a lot of like the drafting that you see in that's typical of NASCAR racing, and because of that, it made it seem like because they couldn't get in the draft like they wanted to because of the way the turbulence was on the backside of the car, it created a lot of gaps between first and second place, which is where the stages came from, was to help kind of eliminate some of that.
Yeah, I like the car. I think it looks good.
Yeah.
And but the most exciting thing I've ever seen over there is like when they did that tandem draft and they had them two at a time. That's the craziest, wildest thing. I wish they still race like that. Let me ask you something about USFL. The playoffs are in Canton.
Yes.
That's where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is at.
Yes.
That stadium, yeah.
That's okay. That's Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's not in it. I mean, who have y'all ever seen inducted into that besides NFL players?
AFL, the early AFL, I think they have some players in there, but I mean, obviously the last several years.
So it's
been
just
NFL.
it's induct everybody. USFL, NFL, everybody's inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Assuming that you've got guys that only spend their entire professional career in the USFL, I'm sure they would still be eligible for induction because it technically is a professional football league.
Right.
But all I've ever seen there is just NFL players.
Yeah.
Going in.
But so, you had the Otto Brown from the Browns back in the day. I think he's in it, and I think he was only an AFL quarterback. And I might be wrong. Somebody correct me if I am. But
you could make the argument because the AFL and the NFL combined to form the
Right.
NFL. So
Right.
you can still make the argument that retroactively that is kind of still the NFL. Now, when he was playing,
right.
it was only the American
AFL,
Football League.
Right. But you like Nick was saying, the league didn't last 30 years, so somebody could have a 20-year career that was just the USFL. Now you've got guys that played in the USFL that's in there. You've got Reggie White, you've got Steve Young, those kind of guys. But I don't know if you've got anybody that's only played in the USFL that's in it or not, just because of the lifespan of the league itself. But it's been good. It's been really good for Birmingham. I've enjoyed watching the games. I've tuned in. I'm a fan. I've mentioned on other locations that I feel like this league is gonna suffer from lack of star power for a little bit anyway. And hopefully maybe by next year they can start getting back to their home team locations, and maybe the stadiums will be a little more full and it'll be a little more like a real home field advantage. Like if Birmingham's, because all the games are in Birmingham, if Birmingham's playing, Birmingham's got the home field advantage, whether they're the home team or the away team.
Yeah, I mean, every Birmingham Stallions game's been packed. And it's been – the great thing about it is it's been really good football. Mm-hmm. As a sports fan, as a football fan, I'm not a huge NFL guy, but to have a hometown team and the first two games were very, very fun to watch.
Right.
And, that game against the New Jersey Generals when Magoo went out and Jamar Smith had to come in at quarterback added to the drama. I'm not saying that was scripted or anything, but I'm just saying it sort of added to the drama. And then the last-minute touchdown under 60 seconds left to go up ahead over the Generals.
And then the second game was much the same, except Birmingham was up, and it took a last-second interception to steal the game for them. So, 5-point, one-score game. It's been good.
And 3-point conversion, right?
Well, not in that game, but, yeah, there has been a 3-point conversion.
What game was it?
The Philadelphia game
the Stars versus the
whoever they played.
Was it the Bandits?
I watched that first
weekend,
weekend, but I hadn't watched any since.
We played the Gamblers. Who was it? I can't remember
the
now.
Bandits.
I don't think it's the Bandits.
What in Tampa Bay?
It's Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
The Maulers.
Yeah, Maulers.
The Maulers.
There's been a lot going on in Birmingham right here lately. Race and USFL, and then you got the World Games coming up.
You said you're going to the
closing ceremonies. I bought tickets to the closing ceremonies of the World Games today.
Okay. Was that expensive?
I think it was $41. I think
at Protective
for
Stadium.
A ticket. Yeah. See, Alabama and Lionel Richie is supposed to perform.
God, we should
go
to
that.
It's like a June Jam.
We should go.
Hey, we can say this now because this episode won't air till afterwards. What do y'all think about going to see our season 10 guest at Fort Payne for his book signing coming up the next? Well, it's technically this week, but what do y'all think about doing that?
That would be awesome.
It would be awesome. I got basketball though, or my son has.
He's
got
to plow his field.
You didn't get that done last weekend?
Yeah, I planted my garden. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Got it planted.
Oh, I thought you said you had to do. What did you have to do?
He had to disc.
You said you.
Yeah, I dissed.
No,
it.
It's getting late
Saturday. Saturday, you said you had to
Oh,
do
this
something.
coming Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, just yard work stuff. I didn't do anything last weekend.
Okay.
I went to see the Gaither Vocal Band last weekend and went to the race, so I didn't get any yard work or anything done. I got to do all that. And I got to work in the garden, too. Got to go check everything up there.
Yeah, I'm really pumped. For what were we talking about? Sorry, I forgot.
World Games.
That's right.
Y'all are
World
going
Games.
to watch the sumo wrestling, right?
There's
That
sumo
it-
wrestling.
there
There's
is.
sumo wrestling.
It's not an Olympic sport, but it's a world game sport. Yes. And it's going to be right here in Birmingham.
I
Yeah.
want to see that.
I know. We really do need to go see it.
I want to sign up for that.
You would do well.
All right, Shay.
Going back to that. Go
Okay,
back,
Shay.
Go back on the talk. Go away. Don't talk about being below the belt. All right. You went below the belt on him earlier.
Look, you have to wear a belt to be below the belt. So turn back around and don't talk to us.
That is my recommendation.
I would.
He's going to recommend a belt.
No, I would like to see something.
Are you going to go watch any
Well,
event?
if there's something going on before that, but I don't know if there is or not. But I'm going to the closing ceremonies, but I would like to see sumo wrestling.
You're not going to go to the opening ceremony at all? All he cares
I'm
about
just
is
shutting it
Alabama.
down.
He just wants to see Alabama.
Well, I've never seen Lionel Richie.
Have you not?
Have you?
Many times.
Where?
I've been going to his concerts for about 30 years.
I've never seen him before. I don't think.
I'm not 30 years old. I've never seen Lionel Richie. Now, you
You've
know
never
he
seen Lionel
is,
Richie?
he is from
So
Tuskegee.
you lied to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I've seen the Commodores before, but he wasn't with them.
Oh, he wasn't with him when you saw him? Had he gone solo at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been solo a long time, since the
He was only
late
with
80s.
them. Yeah, I was about to say, he's only with them for what?
Yeah,
8
mid to
years,
late
10
80s.
years?
You're looking at me like I know.
Because they came around.
I was born in
less than that.
'84, so
I got his cassette tapes.
do you still
Hey,
listen
from
to
the
it?
80s.
we listened, speaking of cassette tapes in that yellow Pontiac, we listened to Billy Ocean the other day in class, and Caribbean Queen, none of the kids knew.
Well, it's Caribbean Queen. He says Caribbean Queen, right?
Does he?
Yeah.
Tomato,
you listen
tomato.
to it, right?
He doesn't.
No, it doesn't. That's not
To-
tomatoes.
Tomato.
He doesn't say Caribbean Queen in the song. Caribbean Queen. Evidently, you didn't listen to it.
Caribbean Queen.
Yeah, Caribbean Queen.
Tomato potato.
Oscar Isaac. Okay. Look, that's an actor.
Tell your story. You get so sidetracked.
Do I really? I didn't know that.
You're getting sidetracked now.
Are we?
We are.
On what?
On
Go,
being sidetracked.
Go, Caribbean Queen. Billy Ocean. And nobody what?
None of my kids knew it. None of my kids knew Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen. They didn't recognize the song. And I've never been more disappointed in a generation of people than even more disappointed in those folks that never, well, I'm not going to go there.
Well, you
But-
didn't know about him until I told you about him.
Now, I grew up listening to Billy Ocean.
Just like Lionel Richie.
Just like Lionel Richie. Yeah, but here's the thing. I had heard that song before.
Oh, Caribbean Queen?
I didn't know who Billy Ocean was, but I had heard that
Caribbean
song before.
Queen.
Okay.
Yeah, Caribbean Queen.
He has some good songs. He's
Just
pretty
like
good.
today, I showed them Fleetwood Mac's performance in the 90s in L.A. where they performed, what was it? Gosh dang it.
Why? Why were you...
Tusk, where they performed Tusk with the USC marching band. And a couple of my kids went, oh my gosh. Like I showed them a video of it.
But why?
They
Why
said,
were you
"Oh my God,
showing
I got-
them
I got chills.
Fleetwood Mac, your class?
Because that's one of his favorite bands.
Every week we have what I call cultural education, where we go and I try to expose my kids to something that they would not be exposed to otherwise.
Well,
Just to sort of expand their scope of knowledge.
did you play them Tumble and Fall by Little Big Town?
No.
Okay.
That's a good song, though.
You didn't like it? You didn't think that sounded like Fleetwood Mac?
It does, but I'm not familiar with it yet. I haven't listened to
All
it
right.
12 or 13
Can I
times.
just say something? I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of Fleetwood Mac.
You can leave.
I shall. I've done it before.
Why aren't you a fan of Fleetwood Mac?
I'll tell you the reason, but I don't know if I want to say it here.
That means you need to say it here.
Al Gore.
Okay. What?
Al Gore used a Fleetwood Mac song as his presidential campaign song. and-
Which one? Was it Dreams?
No, it's one of their
The
more
Chain.
popular ones.
Dreams is one of their most popular ones.
Now, there's a Mick Fleetwood.
Mick Fleetwood's the drummer.
Lindsay.
Buckingham is
Is-
the lead guitarist.
And then who's the female?
John McVie is the bassist. Christine McVie's the keyboardist and secondary vocals. And Stevie Nicks is the
Okay, well, I don't really
vocalist.
care for Stevie Nicks' voice that much. Now, Buckingham, I think he's pretty good.
You don't care for Stevie?
Not that much.
I'm surrounded
But I like,
by
I mean,
crazy people.
I like Fleetwood Mac, but they're not my favorite. I like them. I think.
I'm not saying they're my favorite, but they're definitely top 5.
Well, I would rather listen to Little Big Town sing Fleetwood Mac songs. That would be better.
Nah.
Can I tell you something else?
Is it going to make me more mad than I already am?
No, not a big fan of Little Big Town either.
I was on board with them from the beginning.
No.
Tell that story. That's a pretty cool story.
Well, I just heard them sing the national anthem at the ToGH race. And they were just unknown, and I just started following them.
And you bought you bought a CD or something somewhere?
Well, I
and ran into them?
finally found her opening their first CD at Target and bought it. I've got it, and I've been to a CD release party in Birmingham and everywhere.
Little Big Town's the one that did that stupid pontoon song, right? Yeah.
But see,
that's why I
all
don't
the
like
stuff before that was the stuff I liked real good. Yeah, that's where they started pontoon.
When they got popular. Yeah, when they get popular.
Yeah, the
everybody
first
starts
2 or
sucking.
3 CDs pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty
I
good.
might check
But
them
you
out
were
then.
at one of their release parties.
Yeah, I
in
went to a
Birmingham.
CD release party. Barking Kudu in Birmingham.
What? Bless you.
Saw him at Zydeco's.
What?
And the very next weekend, after I saw him at Zydeco's, the very next weekend, Dierks Bentley was in concert at Zydeco.
And that was before he was known.
Yeah, before he had like one song. Yeah, I wish I'd gone to that.
I do like Dierks Bentley's like first 2 albums. I will say that much.
He's pretty good. I like him.
Is Little Big Town local? Are they
Well,
Alabama
I think
based?
so.
The girls went to Sanford, and then
Okay.
the Jimmy, he's from up around where the booby trap. Where's that?
Wesley's.
Yeah, he's up
Jasper?
what town? Yeah, he's from Jasper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walker County.
Now I think the other guy, I think he's from Arkansas. That's in there.
I wonder how they met. He's from the
Arkansas.
booby trap.
Arkansas.
It's the bird.
Well, the 2
not
girls
the
I think met
anatomy.
at Sanford, started singing together at Sanford. I forgot how they got it with them. But yeah, that Crossroads with Little Big Town and Lindsey Buckingham, it's real good. If y'all ever seen it.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good
That
show.
is,
the
yeah,
CMT
it is a
Crossroads.
really good show. I really enjoy CMT Crossroads.
Yeah.
I don't get to watch it a whole lot.
John Mayer
but
and Brad Paisley one was pretty good.
I haven't. I've heard that one's good.
And then there's one with Keith Urban and somebody.
I hadn't watched one in 10 years.
Really.
That's probably the last one I watched, that Little Big Town.
Really?
And Lindsey Buckingham.
Now there's
I don't think they do it anymore. CMT plays old stupid movies now. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't even play music anymore.
What?
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of like MTV. MTV's got stupid movies and stupid TV shows.
Video killed the radio star. It was
Pretty
the
much.
first music video shown on MTV back in the day.
There's also the 1 millionth
The 1 millionth what?
video.
Oh, was it really? I did not know that.
Yeah, because they were approaching the 1 million. Somebody did the calculations. They were approaching the 1 millionth video, and they had a big 1 hour thing, and they made that the 1 millionth video shown.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because that was back when Total Request Live was kind of on the tail end of what it was.
Before it was fully phased
Right.
out.
So they did one at like prime time. Had it on.
You know, I read that Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness basically saved MTV from.
That's
from
probably
utter
the only
collapse.
thing. Like, and I don't watch MTV. I'll flip by it, and if it's
Yeah.
on, I might stay. The thing I don't like about ridiculousness is, almost every time you flip by it, it's on a commercial, and the commercials seem like they last 6 minutes. I
But
don't
that's
know what
why.
it is. Yeah, the advertisement.
Their ratings are so good, and they can sell so much advertising for that one show. It
Mm-hmm.
basically pays for the whole network. Or that's what I read. I don't know. That came out of Rob Dyrdek did a podcast not too long ago, and I saw a TikTok clip of it, and that's what he said. He's like, "Yeah, you wouldn't believe the amount of money that show generates for
the
MTV in terms of what percentage it is in terms of their total revenue."
Maybe CNN Plus could take a lesson or two.
CNN Plus no longer. Oh,
Well, I don't
shut
know
up,
who
sir.
Rob Dyrdek is, and I don't. I never watched MTV. Now that came out.
I just caught it. I just caught what he said.
I don't know who he is.
That's going on TikTok.
I don't know who that is. Now MTV that come out.
You don't know who he is?
Dyrdek. Now MTV started during my, like, that was in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Like 84, 85?
I think it might have been in the late 70s.
No, it couldn't have been 70s, I don't think.
You don't
It
think
had to have
so?
been early 80s. MTV. But I never watched it because we didn't have cable. That was like the first big thing to come on cable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
MTV?
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is. I never heard of him.
So he was a famous skateboarder. I can't recover either. I can't recover either. He was a famous skater or something,
Yeah.
and then he sort of pivoted into multimedia.
Robin Big.
Robin Big was the big thing on MTV.
Yeah, then Big passed away, and
Yeah.
he kind of started this ridiculousness.
They hired him. They hired his production company to produce a bunch of content for him, and I think Ridiculousness was one of the flagship shows he produced for him. And now, man, he's in all kind of business ventures, and he's making a ton of money. He's gone full Gary V, Elon Musk. He's completely. I'm not going to say completely dropped that skater dude persona, but he's sort of embraced that.
Oh, okay.
Are we? Oh, do you need a pen? You don't. Okay. But you don't know who Rob Dyrdek is?
You want to write his name down?
No,
So maybe you
I
can
don't-
look,
I
look
don't-
Yeah, how
him
do
up
you
later.
spell his last name?
I don't know. I'm not even going to try. All right, is NASCAR a sport?
Yes, it is. I think it is.
I'll agree. Hammy and I actually had this discussion over the phone like 2 weeks ago about
Really?
what's a sport and what's not a sport. Like, do we consider Hammy's to the point he wasn't going to consider baseball a sport.
Seriously?
Yeah, like it was that kind of discussion. And I said, "What about golf?" He said, "Nope." Well, what about NASCAR? Nope. If it doesn't involve a ball, it's not a sport. And I said, "Well, what about golf? It involves a ball." Well, no, it's not a sport.
See, I feel like we need to have Hammy on for him to I guess express his opinion on
Right.
it, like properly and defend himself.
Yeah, I think it's all sports, but it's just like music. You have your different genres.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, cheerleading.
Yeah, just put it in its genre.
I think it
now.
is.
It requires you to be. I think it was.
You
I
gotta
think
be
his thing
athletic
was
and
anything
practice
that
and-
requires you to be athletic.
Baseball doesn't require you to be athletic. Golf definitely
he thought-
requires
well-
athleticism.
Well, his thing was it was more of a leisure sport. He felt like baseball was more of a leisure sport. And this is back when we did our review of like old school baseball games.
Yeah.
Well, define great athlete though. Like
Man, that's tough.
like some baseball players, I don't know that you would really consider them to be great athletes. I mean, they could hit a baseball, but I mean, you
Now-
might have to have those
Now,
same.
no, but back in the day, Bo Jackson.
I was gonna say-
Bo Jackson's the greatest athlete I feel like ever.
Oh yeah, he was.
I'm not saying he's the
great
greatest. I'm not saying he's the greatest running back. I'm not saying he's the greatest baseball player, but he's the greatest athlete.
He beamed one from left field to first base in a clip I saw when he first made his MLB debut, and when I cannot believe how
It wasn't
fast
first
that ball
base,
threw.
was it? I thought he threw him out. I thought he threw a guy out, or maybe at second.
Yeah, I remember
base.
him doing that.
I
and
remember
breaking
it.
the bat.
No, he threw it. He threw it over
yeah.
a base. Yeah, I remember that. He threw it
Yeah,
over
he-
a base, and I
Okay.
think it was from left to first.
Yeah,
and
he did
threw a
throw
guy
somebody
out
out
at first
Yeah,
or something.
unbelievable throw.
Uh,
And he
yeah, it
climbed
was-
the wall,
it
he
was
ran up
insane.
the wall,
Yeah,
caught
that's-
one, broke the bat, and all that. But
And you know the most insane thing is when I was at Auburn, I knew folks that were at Auburn when he was at Auburn, and they said, "Yeah, he never worked out.
Yeah,
Ever. He never worked out. He would come
even
in.
in McAdory, he didn't.
He wouldn't do. He would do treatment, but it wouldn't be like he wasn't religiously in the training room ever. He would just come.
just
in
imagine how much better he could have been.
Oh yeah, that's what
Sean
they said.
Alexander for Alabama was one like that. He hated to practice. He was a gamer. He would show up and he would rush for 600 yards or whatever, 300 yards and 6 touchdowns. Hated practice, and the coach is like, "Okay, we know you're a great running back. Just make sure you know what you're supposed to do."
well, I was going to Alabama when he was playing.
Oh, really?
Watching him practice. And Chris Samuels, that tackle they had, he was down there
Chris
too.
Samuels is so good. You talk about a career that could have went really somewhere, but he had that neck issue, and it cut his career short because he was 4th overall, 3rd overall to the Redskins.
Yeah, he went to the
Formerly
Redskins,
the
yeah.
Redskins.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm offending anyone.
Yeah,
out
but
there.
skills, like you could have the same. It takes the same skills probably to hit a baseball as what it would to drive a race car at 200 miles an hour. Hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
No doubt. And timing. I mean, depth perception, timing, and stamina. A lot of people look at driving a race car and they
you're
don't
just
think
driving.
they don't
You're just
think
driving.
stamina, but you're in a full body suit with a helmet and there's no. It's not like you've got AC.
Well, it's two. It's
Reflexes.
Two, yeah, it's
Yeah,
200 miles
too.
an hour. You're that close to the guy next to you, that close in front of him, and that close behind him, and trying to push him. And here's the thing: I can go drive 500 miles, and I'm ready for a nap.
Exactly.
And these guys are doing it 500 miles in 4 hours. I'm doing 500 miles in like 8 or to 10, and I'm ready.
The mental and physical stamina you got to have both hands. I mean, it's manual.
If you ain't,
right?
you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. Shake and bake, baby.
Shake him back.
Yeah, I think you just have different genres or categories. It's
How do
all
you
sports.
feel about Talladega Nights?
Oh, I like it. I watched them film it.
Did you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
filmed it during a race. Like
Yeah.
the,
Because that's
Laughing
when-
Clown Malt Liquor.
Yeah.
That car was
Because
in the pits.
who was the comedian that pulls the tricks on everybody that got involved in too?
The guy, who you were in the movie with?
Yeah, who's
Sacha
that?
Baron Cohen?
Yeah, well, see, he was in that movie.
Have we mentioned that on this podcast?
Have we talked about this?
That you were in a movie with Sacha Baron
well,
Cohen?
I think we did. That I was.
I think we did mention that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But see, that's where
I think
they were making that
before
over
he
there,
came
yeah.
on full time. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So they were making that movie over there, and that's how they heard about that event. That he come tricked everybody.
Aaron's like, what? You're in a movie?
Hey, way to not listen to the podcast you're helping to produce.
Yeah.
He was in Borat.
Talladega Nights.
He was in Borat.
Yeah. I got Talladega Nights. I bought that. I got that DVD at the house.
So you do like Talladega Nights?
I like it.
You like Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
All right. So on SNL,
Yeah, Gus Chiggins.
Gus Chiggins, the Prospector. Is that your favorite skit?
Probably not. It's funny. No, I like it.
I'll tell you one that Shay
Cowbell
really
probably.
turned me on to. That
Cowbell's really
Shay
good.
turned me on to was where Will Ferrell's the dad and he's grilling. And he's like, "Get off the shed!"
Yeah, that's great, man. You know that was in his audition.
Yeah.
He did that skit in his audition, and then he also played a cat. He got on the ground on stage in front of Lorne Michaels, and like on the ground, and he just played a cat playing with some yarn. And he just like licked himself and meowed and played with yarn. Like that's the most Will Ferrell. See, y'all are laughing. It's funny, but that's the
It
most
sounds like
Will
crap I would
Ferrell-
do.
It's the most Will Ferrell thing ever.
Do you remember when Will Ferrell and Tom Green were on SNL?
God, I love Tom Green. Man, I miss
Do you
him.
remember that though?
Yes.
So they had a skit where was Tom Green the baby eagle? Anyway, one of them was a mama
know.
eagle and one was a
Yeah.
baby eagle. And like they're flying around the studio, like they've like completely broken. They're not on the set anymore. Like Tom Green starts going, he's like in people's laps and stuff, and then Will Ferrell goes to find him. They find each other and they start like sticking their tongues out, start rubbing their tongues together. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are they really doing that?
Well, when he chews up the food and spits it in the guy's mouth,
Yes.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now that,
Aaron went, oh.
now that basketball movie he's in, I have never watched that.
Semi-pro.
Yeah,
never
I got
watched Semi-Pro?
I gotta
It's
watch
so
that.
good.
Oh,
Is it semi-pro or semi-pro?
Well, semi-pro, makes it sound like you're driving a truck.
Well, because I have a
Well, what do
feeling
you
that
call-
that's how. No, it ain't Caribbean. It's Caribbean. It ain't.
Well, no,
semi-pro,
he's got a
semi-pro.
point. He's got a point. I understand what you're coming from with the way the word needs to be pronounced, but in the song, it makes the song all come together.
In the movie, do they say semi-pro?
Semi-pro basketball league.
Semi-pro or semi-pro?
Semi-pro basketball
Which
league.
one did they say?
I don't say semi-pro. It's semi-pro.
But if in the movie they said semi-pro, would you say semi-pro?
Do
or
you think
semi-pro?
Okay, a song is one thing.
Because if we're gonna apply it to the song, we got to apply it to the
I'm
movie.
going to go home and watch the movie, and I will tell you next
Okay.
episode.
Okay,
Semi-truck, semi-sweet. I'm saying Caribbean, and I'm saying data.
Not
All right.
data.
No, I'm saying
That's
data.
a massive throwback to first part of season 5. Wow. And he just did that without smiling at all.
He never smiles.
Yeah, well, he does, but you just don't see it. You smiled today. I made you laugh today. How did I make you laugh? I can't remember. I'll randomly walk into it, like he'll be teaching.
Sticky fingers.
And I'll just knock on his door
Restaurants.
vigorously. And he'll not sure. Hey, where you now? Hey, we do have to make that trailer. We got to pitch to him that trailer at the end of the movie. We get to record. You know what I'm?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to show him that trailer. Anyway, I made you laugh, but that's not important. So you haven't seen Semi-Pro.
I got to watch it.
Do you know the premise of it?
Yeah, basketball team.
What is it? The Sacramento Tropics?
It's not Sacramento.
It's what is it?
Flint, Michigan.
The Flint Tropics.
Flint
yes.
Tropics.
The Flint Tropics.
It's back in the old ABA before
Yeah.
they merged with the NBA.
I think
And-
I've seen parts of it, but I need to watch that.
It's underratedly good. It
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of Little Nicky. Like a lot of people crap on Little Nicky, but I thought
It's
Little
good.
Nicky was good.
Little Nicky's funny.
Yeah.
And Roadhouse, I need to watch that too. I know those are on my list.
Have
Roadhouse.
You, hold on, stop.
Semi.
Have you ever seen Roadhouse?
No, I haven't
You've not
watched
seen
it.
Roadhouse?
No, it's still on my list to watch. Roadhouse and
That needs to be you go home and do homework
yeah.
and watch that.
But I
tonight.
watched the Batmans. Well, the first two y'all told me to watch, but then the third one they took it off Netflix.
Aaron,
before I could watch it.
have you ever seen Roadhouse?
No, I go no. Wait, what? You've
You
watched?
you have. Who's in it?
Silence.
Is that because you don't know the actor's name? Yeah. All right, tell me what is the basic premise of it. Just give me a little something without spoiling it for David.
Bar, you know.
Okay, you got it.
I know what it's about.
Okay.
He's a bouncer and everything.
Right.
Goes to the bar,
No, we don't want you to talk anymore. I told
Patrick
you got it.
Swayze.
We're good. It's Patrick Swayze.
Wait, but see, did he
And Sam
really?
Elliott. Sam Elliott. Oh, Sam Elliott.
The mustache.
He ain't got a mustache in that
I
one.
know. And that's what I'm saying. It's non-existent.
Yeah.
That was because he's pretty much had it. Was it right after that he grew it, and then he pretty much had it the rest of his career? Has had it the rest of his career.
Have you ever watched Justified, the TV show
No,
Justified
I
with Timothy Oliphant?
Yeah.
I think it is. He actually shaved his mustache for that role, and
Seriously?
he looks weird. When you've seen a guy with a mustache for the last 30 years, all of a sudden he ain't got one, you're like,
That's
the
weird,
voice
man.
is there, but
Yeah.
the mustache isn't. I don't like it.
Yeah. He was good in 1883. He was really good
Yeah,
in
he's in that
1883.
too. I started watching that on Paramount, but they took it off.
Well,
What's
they put
the
it on the
first two or
plus.
three?
Yeah, they put
Yeah,
it on the
you
plus.
gotta go on
You
the
got to pay
streaming.
for it.
Because I just stopped watching it. I
Well,
didn't
you
know where it
can
went.
you can watch it. Well, I think you can watch it if you've got a Hulu subscription.
Got to have Paramount Plus.
Are you 100% sure?
Mhm.
Because I saw it the other day.
It's probably just the first 2 episodes because it's the same way on Amazon Prime.
I got into it. I watched the first 2 or 3, and then they just took it off.
They took it off.
Paramount.
So you hadn't seen any.
None
I
after
haven't
that.
seen-
I was
haven't
going to
seen
watch
3
it, but
through 8, 10,
I've
whatever
seen
it is.
3, 4, and I've seen more than what was allowed because we watched it at the farm, but I haven't seen the last, however many, the last like 3 or 4 episodes. I haven't seen. I've heard it's, but that's it. That's all they're making. They're not making any more of it.
No.
It's a limited series.
Yeah. And then they're going to do the 666 farms
Yes.
coming up. And I think there was one other one they're going to do too. They're going to do one that's right after 1883.
4 6s,
4 6s.
666 something.
I'm
very
thinking
different.
777 fertilizer. I don't know why.
Yeah.
777 fertilizer.
4 6s.
4 6s.
4
whatever.
6s. That's
well,
how they say
Well,
it.
3 6s will be the sign of the devil, so
Exactly.
let's not go there.
Yeah. But yeah.
If y'all ever do anything and you get like a receipt for like $6.66, do you say, "Hey, add this stick of gum" or something to
Absolutely,
that?
yeah.
I do.
I'm
Yeah.
very weary of that
Yeah.
number.
now, what are you talking about? The 4 6s? Is that going to be another show?
Have you
So it's
watched
another
Yellowstone?
spinoff.
Yeah, because that's the ranch the guy goes
Right. It's
to.
gonna be another show.
So it'll be post that.
I think it's while the Yellowstone stuff's going on. I think it's
Okay.
Hey, in this other location,
All
this
right.
is going on.
They're
as
going to
well.
play off one another.
Right.
Well, Patrick Swayze, did y'all ever hear that he had a house on Lay Lake in Alabama?
No. Did he?
Well, I've always heard that. I just wonder if y'all had heard that. That he had one.
I did not know that. If he did.
What was that movie where he was a cross dresser?
The only one that's coming to mind is that one.
Was it him and John Goodman? Maybe.
Was the one with Robin Williams and the guy that played Timon from The Lion King, but that's not it. That's not that movie.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, he's dressing in drag. Like it's pretty funny.
I don't think I've seen that one either.
And
What's
a good one that I think you would like is Black Dog.
I saw that.
Okay,
What's
The
that
truck
movie
movie?
that I'm thinking
Yeah,
of? It's
yeah.
got Robin Williams,
Mrs. Doubtfire.
the guy that plays Timon from The Lion King, Hank Azaria, and it's they're
Swayze's been gone a while now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
10 years probably.
Yeah, late 2000s,
Yeah.
I think. He's been gone a while, and it was all
hepatitis got him, like liver failure from
Peyronie's
hepatitis.
disease. Let's see, Robin
Is it
Williams.
really?
What?
No, it was not.
No, it wasn't that's a
You got it. Hey, you said
Yeah,
he
I
said
did.
he wouldn't smile. There, you got him. You got him there, Aaron. He's smiling. He's smiling big time.
It's all downhill after 50, man.
that's a bent carrot. Let me see here. Let me see here. Hold on. Works.
Peyronie's got him, huh? All right.
I gotta find his movie. Hold on. Where's
All right, Clint, is McDonald's a restaurant?
I mean, if you don't, it is, but it's a fast food restaurant.
Okay.
I consider it fast. I mean,
So
you can
you
eat in.
consider it a restaurant then?
Not a restaurant though. No,
It's a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, or
Okay.
a fast food.
Well, what's a
establishment
restaurant then?
Where you go and you sit down and you have like an actual meal, not necessarily a fast
Like
food.
you can order, somebody brings you your food. Restaurant.
Yeah, I
The
mean-
birdcage.
Oh yeah.
The birdcage.
Yeah, me too. I consider that to be a restaurant. I don't know if I put
Like
McDonald's
if I go
in
to
it.
like Logan's or to Longhorn or something like that, not sponsors. I consider that to be a restaurant, Mexican restaurant. You're gonna order, they're gonna bring the food out, they're gonna bring you, refills, bread, chips, whatever. You go to a Sonic. I know that's a drive-through, but you go to a Sonic or a McDonald's or Burger King or anywhere like that. That to me is just fast food.
Yeah. But so fast food restaurants aren't restaurants.
I don't consider them to be restaurants in name. No.
So what about like Taco Mama?
Chipotle.
Yeah. What about Chipotle?
I think they're both fast food.
See, I disagree with you. I think Taco Mama.
I mean, there's a line there, and those would be on that blurred line.
And here's why.
Blurred line. Sorry.
You don't get full service at the table at Taco Mama, but they will come refill your drink for you, and they will come and hand you napkins, and they'll come and take your food away and throw it away for you. And
Yeah, so they don't do that at like Chipotle or
exactly,
Moe's.
but they'll do that at like it. So it's not like now at Taco Mama you do have to go up and order it and then go and sit down yourself.
Right.
But it's not a waiter, but it's a person an employee of the restaurant that comes around and basically takes care of you after you've sat down.
If they have time. Like, now, if they're busy, they won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah. And
It's
you don't
basically
tip them.
somebody killing.
So
Yeah, somebody killing time.
So-
That's not a restaurant.
I think it is.
It's not.
For me, it is.
Well, you're wrong. Anyway,
I may be wrong, but so are you.
I've-
We're wrong together.
I've never been right, so we're good.
Exactly. The only person that's right is him.
What is Taco Mama?
I've never been there.
He's
I don't
never
know.
been, Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever been?
I went with you twice.
Really? Oh, snap. Look, that was wow. Have you ever been?
No.
You've never
I
been?
almost went one time. But
You almost went. Was it the time
I bet
where
you
we had to
almost-
film
never
that segment for was it the time where we almost filmed or you almost came to film that segment for Road to the Blue Map?
I don't think it was that one. I think it was like me and my dad were just trying to find some other places to eat.
You missed out on a good restaurant. It's really good.
It's just okay.
It's really good.
It's just okay.
It's better than Chipotle.
I've heard a lot of
Okay.
mistakes really good.
Yeah. Look, Clint has a lot of hot takes, not because they're hot takes, but because Clint has to be different than everybody else.
No, I don't. I feel that it
Clint
is.
doesn't like Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
Clint doesn't
I said
like
I'm not a fan.
Doesn't like Al Gore.
Again, not a fan.
Clint, what else? Clint doesn't think McDonald's is a restaurant. Clint doesn't like Taco Mama.
I don't think
Clint doesn't. You
I
know,
didn't say I didn't like Taco Mama. I feel like it's just an overrated Taco Bell. Sorry.
If
That
anything's
just look.
if,
His wheels are turning.
if anything's an overrated Taco Bell, it's Chipotle.
Okay. I don't halfway disagree with you on that.
But they're both good restaurants, so I feel
I'm
like
not saying it's
even
not a
saying
good
that
restaurant. I'm just
is-
saying I'm not a fan.
I just don't understand.
Okay.
you. I don't. My mind doesn't.
Hey,
comprehend what's
you want
happening right
another
now.
hot take? I'm not an Auburn fan.
But that's an opinion on a sports team.
Well, this is an opinion on a restaurant, not restaurant, fast food place.
But food, I feel like, is more objective than sports teams.
I don't know because there's a lot of things about food that I don't like.
He's talking. You may want to change which angle it's on.
You stupid.
Just keep it on the wide angle if you get into it
Why's it gotta be wide
to fit all three of us.
to fit all of you?
to fit all three of us.
I think that's Garth Brooks' favorite restaurant is Taco Bell. Or it's not a restaurant. I don't think it's a restaurant.
So you don't think it's a restaurant
No.
either? I think any place that sells food for money is a restaurant.
Fast
That's
food
my-
joint.
my-
That's a choking puke to me, Taco Bell.
what?
Choking puke.
Choking puke.
Yeah.
He
I call
really
those
needs to
choking
catch
pukes.
up, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he does.
Like they sell on Smoking the Bandit.
Yep.
Choking pukes. Taco
What is it,
Bell.
a Dr. Pepper. What does he get?
Diablo sandwich and
Diablo
Dr. Pepper.
sandwich,
That's right,
and
Diablo
I'm in a
sandwich.
hurry, and
That's
I'm paraphrasing.
That is the best scene of the whole movie. in my
Restaurants you get full service. Rest of them, place like that, choking puke.
If I go to Shaw's, not a sponsor. If I go to Shaw's and I order a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper,
opinion. Yeah.
will I get one?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You don't think
They're gonna bring you something.
That's true. They would bring you something. It wouldn't be a Diablo sandwich, but they would bring you something.
Didn't they say a Diablo sandwich is kind of like a hot sloppy Joe?
They would know what you were ordering over there.
Okay.
They
well,
would know.
Skip would.
Yeah, he would
His
know.
waitresses might not, but Skip would. Skip would know. Skip would get the reference.
I don't know if we said this on that episode. Did you know that Buford T. Justice, the
guy, the actor.
Who's the actor?
I don't know.
Jackie Gleason.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jackie Gleason. That every time he would look at his stage hand, like he had his own personal assistant, said, "I need a hamburger," and that was his code to go get me another drink.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was toasted on set all the time. He said, "I need another hamburger,"
That's awesome.
and he'd go get him another drink.
I love your impression
Hamburger.
of hamburger. I need another hamburger.
Jackie Gleason also used to be a pharmacist at Walmart, Springville. Not there anymore, though. I always thought that was kind of funny. Of course, that was a friend of mine's wife, too. But,
Philip's wife?
yeah, Jackie Gleason sitting up there. We got a kick out of that.
Spelled the same way?
I think it was.
So you know Philip really well.
Yeah, we graduated together, went to school together.
Did y'all really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know, never mind. I can't say that. Self-edit. Self-censorship. Yeah. Go ahead, Clint. You were going to say something, too, and you stopped yourself.
I did. I'm good.
So we both self-censored right
No,
there.
I didn't self-censor. What is this episode about? We have rambled for almost an hour.
Every episode we do, we always ask ourselves that question, and then we have to remind ourselves, look at the name.
Yeah,
Look at the name of the show.
Wrong.
The show's about nothing. Yeah, bent carrot. Bent carrot.
Why did you say it? Oh my gosh.
What do you mean? Why did I say it? I said it earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
Peyronie's disease. So let's get to our recommendations. Who wants to start? I got to pull up my recommendations.
I'll start. I will recommend Moon Knight on the Disney Plus. Did I take yours?
No.
Okay.
No.
New Marvel series been really good. I've enjoyed it.
I'm not done with episode 4 yet. I got to get through with it, and then I'll be because I've heard that's sort of the turning point of the show where the stakes get really
And I'll
high.
tell you another one if you'll allow me to do too. You didn't recommend it, but you mentioned it on an episode last season, and that is Short History of.
I love that.
I really got into the Real Dictators podcast, and it's the same narrator, and it's been a really
Paul
good.
McGann.
Yeah, he's really good at what he does, and it's been entertaining. I listened to the Pompeii and Mount Vesuvius episode, and right now I've listened to the Black Plague episode, and right now I'm listening to the beginnings of the space race. So it's talking about the German scientists that's at
Operation
Von Braun.
Paperclip. Yeah.
Von Braun Operation Paperclip. So for those of you who don't know, it's just a short history of these various things, and it's somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour, on average about 45 minutes.
Some are 20 minutes, some are really short. Yeah.
Right, and it's just, hey, these are the high points, like cliff notes for these little things that happened in history.
But it's so interesting because they do dive into they'll do first person observations from people that experience the event.
Right.
And they'll get into those sources, and they'll give you they'll cover the gist of it, but they'll also at certain points go into really
deep dive,
details that as a history major in college I didn't even know.
Right.
And that's what's always interesting to me, man. And Paul McGann, his narration is very
Hey, this is my recommendation. Go away.
very dry.
I hope it messed up everything you had there.
It did.
Okay.
Very dry, and it's very monotone, but he's also very dramatic in his monotony.
So the episode I'm listening to now has to do with Von Braun, and he keeps calling it Von Braun. Mm-hmm. Is it Brown or is it Braun? Or is it just the way you pronounce it in different cultures?
I think that has a lot to do with it, the pronunciation of different cultures, because he's an English narrator.
Well, him saying Alabama is funny.
Yes, it is. Yes, Huntsville,
Alabama.
Yeah. But he does a really good job with it. He does a really
I've
good
enjoyed
job.
it.
So
Von Braun. That's the way I've always heard it.
Von Braun Center. Von Braun Civic Center.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Mine is
I wasn't gonna go.
the heroes of Telemark. Well, I thought you was looking up your stuff.
I got him right here. Go ahead. You've already started.
Because we were talking about my students were looking up some. I let them try. They were looking up code names, and one of my students found one I didn't know anything about.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed that you pulled out a DVD instead of a VHS.
Yeah.
Now, I got him.
Hey, well, I watched this, so it's pretty good. It's made in 1965. The Heroes of Telemark. It's Operation Gunner Sign, I believe is the name of it. What's that water that they were making in Norway?
Heavy water.
That you needed for making an atomic bomb? The Norwegian, underground, and the British sabotage.
Kirk Douglas and Richard Harris.
Yeah. And I
Richard
didn't know
Harris.
anything about it.
Richard Harris, as in Dumbledore Richard Harris?
Yeah.
Is that the same Richard Harris?
I think so.
Wow.
It's good. I watched it.
Dobby's a good elf.
Hey, I just learned something. Michael Douglas produced One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but his dad was the one that owned the rights to it. But his dad could never get it made because he could never convince a studio to fund the film adaptation.
Really?
Yeah, and Michael Douglas won he was the producer for that movie. So when that movie won Best Picture, he's the one that got the Oscar. I did not know that. Sorry, just down the rabbit hole. But
I didn't know anything about that operation.
I like this.
Gunner
You said
Side.
you'd heard about it.
Yeah.
You didn't know? Did you know it was called Gunner Sign?
I didn't know that. I just knew that there were some British commandos that went in to try to, I guess, what sabotage the Nazis' ability to make heavy water to make sure that their nuclear program didn't get off the ground, atomic program, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's really interesting. Who? Let's see.
Well,
Columbia Pictures. Okay.
Yeah, it was just so refreshing to see something like real footage, on making a movie on
location.
on location and everything. You can just tell when those come on. It's just instead of
Well, it's an old black and white film too. So
directed by Anthony Mann.
No, it's not black and white.
well, the back's black and
I
white.
think it's no, the movie's color.
The movie's in color though.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome. The Heroes of Telemark.
Now I don't want to watch it because it's not in black and white.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. My recommendation, very different than both of yours. My recommendation is Clearly Canadian
Picasso?
Country Raspberry Water. So Clearly Canadian was a brand of flavored water back in the 80s, 90s that went defunct. And
Kind of like Tab.
yeah, I don't know how independent it was back then, but another company sort of formed and procured the brand, and they've started producing Clearly Canadian again. And the only reason I know about it is because I'm a big fan of Rhett and Link, and I listen to their podcast Ear Biscuits. And there was one episode where they go into a deep dive about how much that drink meant to them as kids, and they actually helped the company get off the ground. But yes.
Okay.
And so, if you go into most convenience stores have them, Walmart, places like that. But if you go, try the Country Raspberry. Highly recommend. It's really good.
Rhett and Link were on some sort of Food Network show the other night. Have you seen
They've
that?
got their own show on Food Network called.
Well, they went into a
Wild Eats or
Chipotle and
something like
basically
that.
learned how the Chipotle makes her guamoguamole and all that kind of stuff. I was intrigued. I was I want Chipotle now.
It's like what
Guacamole.
they do on
Guacamole.
GMM, where they try weird foods but they go and they look at the behind the scenes of it and then they test it, and so it's just.
Well, it was funny. He was asking the people from behind the bar, or one of them was. I guess it was Rhett. Is Rhett the
Rhett's
glasses?
the tall one.
Okay,
Rhett's
it's
the tall
Link.
one.
Link was
Link,
talking
yeah.
about. He's talking to one of the people behind the glass, saying, "Hey, can you kind of tell what kind of a person orders by, or what kind of person orders something based on their order?" And they were like, "Yeah, you kind of can." So they actually went to the Chipotle headquarters and got a bunch of their office staff and just said, "Okay, if you go, what would you order?" And they kind of started piecing together what kind of person orders veggies, what kind of person orders, the hot sauce.
So what do they order? What based on how they order tells
tells you about that
somebody
person.
about that person's
Right.
personality? Yeah.
But their personality doesn't necessarily dictate what they order. So it's one will tell one thing, but the other won't tell the other.
I love guacamole, but
do?
I hate those colored flavored waters. I can't stand them. Just drink water.
It's
I
not.
hate it.
It's not colored.
I just
But
drink water.
it's just
My
flavored
gosh.
water, though.
Just drink water.
Are you a lemon guy in your water?
I guess I could, but that'd be about the
So-
only thing I put in there. Just because
So
infused-
this is the title of the episode. Clint and David crap on Nick because everything I've said, y'all have crapped on.
with that, when you take those packs and put them in
Taco
those,
Mama's not good. I don't like flavored water.
no, they make a mess, man. I'm all time cleaning that stuff up, and it stains stuff up. I just can't just drink
I'm emotional.
water.
I'm emotional now.
Hey,
Look, I'm gonna buy you some country raspberry. I want
I
you to
won't
try.
drink it. I'll give it back to you.
Why won't you drink it?
I'm just drink water. I don't need
It looks like water. Okay.
hey,
here's what I'm gonna do.
I think Carrie left her purse in the car, and I think there's some Midol in there. Would that help at all?
You're going to get canceled for saying that. I just want you to know that. You are going to get canceled so hard.
They got to have
that.
something to cancel me.
Well, yeah. It'll just be me and him. Well, then every episode will be David's Deep Dives. Don't forget to subscribe for that. Coming up.
When's the first episode of that?
I don't know. It's coming soon if it hasn't already come. Oh, right. We're way too far into this. Yeah, we have too much fun on this. Anything else you want to say? You have nothing else you want? Oh, Aaron, what's your recommendation, man?
Groove belt.
Do you have a microphone over there?
Yeah, it's not plugged up.
He said, okay, yeah, what?
I forgot to plug it up. Groove belt.
Groove Belt, not a sponsor.
They're very comfortable. You know, they're magnetic. They clamp on. It's kind of like a stretchy material. They're really comfortable.
So basically, you just said you like belts that are basically Velcro. Are your shoes Velcro?
No, it's not built. Here, I will take it off.
No, please don't take your belt off.
Snakes are out there running all over the place.
They are. Getting warm weather.
No, I saw one this afternoon.
Got to watch out for them. What kind?
Well, somebody just killed one this evening. It was like poisonous, like a rattlesnake or copper. I couldn't see good from the bus, but
How well do you think you're going to enjoy this episode when you go back and listen to it?
not too much.
He's laughing. So why?
It just seems to not be good.
Are you proud that you're on a podcast that you don't think is good?
Yes. Say yes.
I just don't even want to listen to this.
Wow.
Okay. Every other episode that you've said that about has turned out to be really good, has it not?
Yeah.
don't-
He does have a point.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel good about it.
See, every episode that you say that about, I always feel good about, and I end up being vindicated when you go back and listen to it.
Because it's okay. I don't know. I don't want to say that. It's,
So one quick fact before we go: did you? Oh, you need to tell this. Tell the ice cream story that you and Hammy told me yesterday. World War II, Navy, Japanese, ice cream.
Oh, goodness
Concrete.
gracious. Okay, so back in World War II, the one of the generals for Japan.
Admirals.
Well, if you know it, tell it.
I'm just saying what you told me yesterday. Sorry.
All right, Aaron.
who was it? Mitsu Fachita?
Groove
No
belt.
idea. No idea. Like there's a YouTube. I'll send it to you because it's very intriguing. But basically, one of the Japanese admirals knew that there was no way that they could win the war because America had taken a concrete ship that they used to build ports and stuff and pour concrete and whatnot,
And mixed concrete. Big old
and
mixer.
transformed it into an ice cream machine to give out ice cream to the sailors and stuff. And it had 3 different concrete mixers on it, and they would have vanilla, chocolate, and then whatever berry or whatever was around, usually strawberry, and they would just go around and give it out ice cream. And they said, here we are struggling to get supplies and materials and manpower and equipment, but America, they can take and convert some of their stuff that they really have to have into ice cream. Like they were like, yeah, we don't stand a chance.
Yeah, we need to get back to some of that, don't we?
We do.
Amen.
We do.
They knew when they launched the planes headed toward Pearl Harbor, it was over with.
Yep.
Imagine if the Yorktown and all those aircraft carriers had been at port when they had attacked instead of being out.
Yeah, wouldn't have been good.
It wouldn't have been good for us. But, all right, guys, that has been this episode of Talk or Go Home. We do appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. Make sure you do subscribe wherever you listen. Follow us on all the social medias, man. TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're out there. We're on every major podcast listening platform just about. So go ahead, check us out. Give us a follow. Give us a shout if you want to. We really do appreciate it. Again, check out the subscription-only episodes. David's Deep Dives. That name might change. Who knows? We'll figure out where it goes.
When do I get my own show?
I mean, we can make your own show. But who's the most interesting one of the three of us?
Not Aaron.
The three of us.
Oh.
On camera.
What do you say?
Him. He is. He's the most interesting.
Oh,
I'm pointing
well,
to
yeah,
David. But yeah, so make sure you subscribe, all that good stuff. But seriously, guys, we have fun doing this. Thank you. We appreciate it. Despite the fact that David doesn't like what we just did, we had fun today. We enjoyed it.
And despite the fact that we crapped on everything you talked about today.
Yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed it too. You know what? I didn't have a good time. Yeah, that's right. I should be mad at both of y'all. My gosh. Don't forget, you can talk.
Or go home.
Yeah.
Man. Clint. Where is he?